Hey, Bray. Stop. Come here, Bray.
What's up? Can you guys hear me? Shit, you're all muted.
Hi. What is the scary thing you did? I kept looking at your page. Did you post something?
My scary fucking thing was that I just went live with my goddamn 20 or 25 pound weight gain in my friggin' tank top.
You were live?
Oh,
Were you on Instagram?
No, I was on Facebook.
I didn't see it. Huh.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to look. Good for you. Good for you.
I was like, all right, Kathy, when was the last time you really were scared shitless? I was like, I was going to just make a picture. I was going to do like a before and after picture, but I was going to put this one up where I was in like the best shape of my life. And then I was going to put up this one now. And I was like, you know what? Fuck that shit. I'm going to go live and I'm going to that's it. I'm just going to go live as is in my tank top. I mean, in my sports bra, which I never do. And I am just going to that's it. Happening.
It was awesome.
Good job. I'll have to check it out after this.
Oh, I'm sure it was freaking comical. But I'm
it was comical, but
why'd you put a shirt on for us?
What did you say?
Why'd you put a shirt on for us?
Oh God, you don't want to see that muffin top. You want to see all that? Oh my God, guys. All right, thank you guys for waiting. I'm sorry that I was late. I couldn't wait though till Thursday to talk. I had to talk ASAP with you guys about this leadership and everything I took away from it so that we can freaking blow this shit up and move forward because we've been missing some critical pieces. So, what'd you say?
I was just laughing.
We really have. Okay, so now this is not something that like you guys have to, obviously you don't have to agree with what I'm saying. Like I'm not like coming on here being like, okay, this is what we're doing and like you have no choice. I'm just coming to you with the information that I got, which makes total sense to me, and what happened. And one of the underlying themes, where the hell are my notes? I have this whole thing of what I need to do. One of like the underlying themes of this entire retreat that I heard over and over again was this idea of having our coaches fly from the nest too soon and leave too soon. And so you have all these coaches who like have these goals and who have these big goals, or they want to do like all you guys have big goals. But like everybody flies from the nest and then everybody's doing their own thing. And then everybody's like just reinventing the wheel and making more work for themselves, and they're stretched too thin because they're working full-time jobs or whatever. And they're trying to build their team and they're trying to have success and they're not. And they're just not seeing the success that, you know, they were hoping to see at this point in the game. And then they get discouraged and they think about wanting to quit and everything like that. So one of the themes, oh my God, I'm so dehydrated. One of the underlying themes was that the teams, it wasn't like a whole entire network-wide thing that had this problem, but it was the teams that just really weren't where they, you know, wanted to be. The coaches on their teams weren't having like the success, like, you know, all those struggles that we've all shared with each other and things like that. They were missing this component. And the coaches who got up there and were talking, like, I spent a lot of time actually talking to Melanie Mitchell one-on-one at one of the elite leadership meeting that we had the very first night there. And she had said, this is what we did. We had a whole team just come back together again and do everything together. Well, as much together as possible as you could do, instead of having everybody just go off and do their own thing. So I don't know what you guys, this is what I was kind of thinking in my mind. I was thinking that it would be way more effective. Like, I think it would be different. Like, I think if like, you know, whatever, if you guys were like making like 50 grand or like 6 figures a year or whatever, it probably wouldn't be like, you'd be like, fuck you, like I'm just gonna do my own thing. But you know, you guys have like huge goals of where you want to go. And so what I was thinking was one of the key things that what our team was missing is that we kind of had that whole spread out thing where we had like our leaders trying to branch off and do too much on their own, which is why I thought it was awesome where like once a month we came together and did like a team-wide coach sneak peek thing. So I don't know what you guys were thinking about this, but I was thinking that it would be really beneficial to everybody, to all of you guys and to all of your coaches, if we started to come together for more things. Like, for example, coach basics, like do a coach basics like all together. I'm actually in the process of redoing mine because the things that I had in there, not all of it, like a lot of it still does apply, but there's like specific things that need to be taught now about, like, for example, stories and how to use stories and build relationships with people off of that to, you know, bring on customers and new coaches and things like that. So there's like new things that need to be added. I know like when I had like looked back at my stuff, like it's just not even relevant anymore. Like it's so old and outdated. You know what I mean? Like I need to be teaching, and I want to be teaching and actually have a teaching and training for the team now to actually be incorporated into the coach basics with how to actually use Instagram stories. And what I'm going to be kind of teaching people is, you know how like at the beginning when you guys first became coaches, we told you to, you know, share different things on Facebook or Instagram, whatever. It's going to be the same kind of thing, but now you need to be sharing all of those components throughout the day on your story and like teaching people how to, you know, drive more traffic to them on their stories and things like that. So I wanted to start to incorporate stuff like that. So, yeah, so I don't know what you guys think about coming together for more things. I was thinking for things like coach basics, like, you know, doing, if it's just like one call a month, like everyone on, you know, one call together and we can all rotate off, or I'm just kind of like brainstorming out loud, but I really seriously think that this is the shift in the direction that the team needs to go in order to really take it to the next level. Because everybody is just kind of like trying to swim and keep their head above the water with like full-time jobs and kids and getting to where they want to go. So I was thinking like, I don't know, Coach Basics. I even wanted to do this with like challenge groups, but if you're running like a kick-ass challenge group, then obviously, you know, keep doing your own thing. But if something is like just too much for you, like I just don't have the time for it, you know, like it's really not as good as it could be, like coming together and making it more of like a bigger one and having like all of us be in it. So I don't know, what do you guys think about any of that? Like just like honest opinions about, I'm not saying you guys should like get rid of your team pages or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying coming together more as a team, as leaders together to bring more energy and more excitement like to our downline and to our new coaches. What do you guys think?
I will say that this past, when we did Clean Week,
Yep.
what are you doing with that?
I know. The belt? No, this is the belt. This was the belt on the live video I showed of Nick. This right here. He couldn't fit into his belt at leadership. He had to use my tweezers and poke an extra hole in his belt so he could wear it.
Shit. I missed that part. Okay, sorry. Anyway, so for this last time, and Jen and Kristen, I think you agree that we did Clean Week and we brought all 3 of our teams back together to do that.
Yeah.
And I loved the energy in that. I don't know how you felt, but then I also remember, Kathy, when we were all doing like the same clean eating, you know, free groups and everything, there were like 500 people in it, and that got like crazy.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to have too many people.
No, but I mean, I'm open. I don't know. I'm open. Go ahead.
For certain things, I'm open for sure. Like the Coach Basics, like not.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to wrap my mind around that one because we, like Jen and Angela and I created our own. And I do have a couple coaches going through it step by step, but most of them do not. So we thought, well, maybe this will be easier than, because it's self-paced, but so something like that I think would be awesome. And if we're all contributing to that, that might be really beneficial.
Yeah, I think so too for that too, especially just because you know how it is, how like if you have like, say you have like 5 people going through your Coach Basics, you know, it's kind of unlikely that someone's going to be the first one to say something. But if you have like more newer active coaches going through at the same time, they're more likely to kind of almost like encourage other people to get started and to chime in and to get engaged. What were you going to say, Angela?
So the Coach Basics thing, I agree. Like with Kristen, I have a couple new ones right now that are going through it.
Yeah.
But like there is some power, in my opinion, to like live video in there. Yeah. We do in the Blitz. I mean, that's because you can feel the energy and you get a chance to see all of us individually. And I mean, there is something to be said about that. Like if we did all get back together, I mean, the daunting thing for me is doing that by myself. Yeah. Or even with us 3, like that's, it's a lot. And we've tried to streamline things so we're not doing things like we put our team calls back together because that was like a big chunk of our time every week. So we're trying to condense.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure. Oh, sorry. Yeah, because we each have one. We just do one team call a week or a month.
Yeah, that's good.
We're on the same one. We're all on it, but we share announcements sometimes together. But it's been really helpful with the working, like to be able to get our actual building our business, you know, like inviting done. I mean, that's the reality of it is we really have like an hour sometimes in our whole day. Even though that's all we're thinking about all day long is what we want to do.
I know. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, you know, because I know like you guys are all so busy, like everybody, like even you, Courtney, it's like you have like little kids at home and stuff. And it's just like, you like see where you want to go, but then it's almost like you're held back because, I mean, you know, it's my fault because we were kind of taught from going up all the way down to like spread your wings and fly. But then in the end, I feel like it actually can add point hinder you and hold you back a little bit too. You know?
Yeah.
I think sometimes, oh, go ahead.
Well, for me, because I'm like an island, like I do it all by myself.
Right.
And then like with my team calls, like I was doing them with Lauren for a bit, but now she stepped back. And so now I'm like, all right.
Right.
But I also don't want it to seem like I'm like stepping down as from a leadership point.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I was thinking I'm supposed to have one tomorrow night. And I'm like, well,
yeah.
I don't know. Is there really even a point? Like, I'd love to kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could combine back with yours, but like somehow
be more
involved or something.
Right. Like I was thinking like if we did this stuff, like if you, whatever you guys were in on, like it wouldn't be like Team Forever Strong. Like, you know what I mean? It would be more of like a generic name. So there would be no like number one leader. It would be like, we're all in here, like actively participating in it, like getting our people going. And it was like pretty much like you wouldn't really know who's like good group it was, you know what I mean? Like more like of a generic so that it like fits everybody type of deal.
Even we could take turns almost leading it.
Yeah, exactly. Like do stuff like that. Like I don't know. I'm thinking back to like the very beginning of this business. Like, I mean, there were people who were like really fucking blowing it up and we were all doing it together. Like who else was I listening to? I was listening to somebody. It was Moira. I forget her last name, whatever. I think she's like the number 3 coach in the network now. And she has when her coaches become their star diamonds and they still don't have their own team pages. Like they're still all in hers, but they're like rank advancing 1 star, 5, like she has like all these 5 stars. I don't know. I just feel like you guys are all so good at like specific things. Like you all have a different strength in something. And like, so do I, like we each have like our thing where we're really awesome and strong at. And I just feel like if we were all together in, you know, one group or in multiple groups for whatever it is, it would be so much more powerful and so much more energy for people and more, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking, Jen?
I think the blitz that we just did backstage, whatever, was awesome.
Yeah.
That was really good. And those, I think we really, it's awesome to have as many coaches in there because the more we can interact too, like the more energy we bring. So like I would love to for sure keep doing that. Like that is like a no-brainer to me.
Yep.
Because you're just going to get more interaction, which makes people excited.
Right.
And then I love the Coach Basics idea. Like that's huge to be able to like share that. Plus, like if you have, you know, even though like my goal every month is to have 5 fucking active coaches, and good God, like last month, like what the hell? But
yeah, it happens.
But you know what I mean? But like, so say you get like a couple, if we each get a couple, that's still, for the new people, that's good that they have people to connect with. Because I remember starting, like if I didn't, Angela happened to sign up at the like right away with me, and we like immediately had each other. Like, do you know what I mean? Like we were in a similar spot in our business. So we were all able to like, we learn from each other just as much as anyone else, you know? So I think that's powerful because they could get success partners right away.
Yeah.
Well, and Kathy, I know you do like and I don't do this, well, probably because I haven't had new coaches in a long time, but once a week, like in that Coach Basics, you were doing a once a week call with like a new coach call, which I like, there is definitely a need for that.
And I'm gonna actually to go back to a while ago. I was doing like a once a week, like team wide, like getting started right call. I think for like new coaches, I was just like, I think was I doing it once a month? I can't even remember, guys. It was so long ago. But like I gotta go back to doing that too. Honestly, like when I was sitting there and like listening to this whole thing, guys, like I apologize. Like I've totally dropped the ball, like for like an entire year. I haven't been coming at this with like the energy and enthusiasm that I had before. I felt like I was running on I was a hamster running on a freaking wheel, just going through the motions, totally settling, really not pushing myself at all. And like, you guys feel that, like it trickles down, like it trickles down to everybody. So it's game on now. After this weekend, I was like, that's it, bitches. Like, I knew that, like, everybody wanted to, like, mastermind, and I was like, no, I don't need a mastermind. I know exactly what I need to do. I know exactly the steps I need to take. I need to talk to my leaders ASAP, and we need to
Can we change your name to bitches instead of leaders?
Yeah, exactly. Bitches running wild. Oh my God. So, yeah, I don't know. So yeah, so maybe we can like work together to, you know, come up with like a better like Coach Basics and run it all together, and it can be like a more thing, you know what I mean? And that way everybody can play role in it.
Yeah, you know, there are some good tools that in the back office that people that like I always thought we had to do our own thing kind of thing. And I really think we need to encourage people to use that more like the first 30. We need to encourage people to use that. I mean, that's a gift to us, especially when we're working and whatever. And Courtney, you've got, you know, you're busy at home. It's like, who's got time for that shit? Nobody.
No.
You don't either, Kathy. I mean, you don't either.
No.
So I think we should kind of tighten things up. But I don't, well.
I feel like you get so caught up in doing all that like for me, I feel like a need that I have to do that. And then I notice like my inviting is slacking and other things start slacking.
Right.
Because I just don't have the energy for it all.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. So I seriously, like, I think we just need to go back to like simplifying, doing more like together so that we all don't have like everything freaking separate. I just don't think it's effective. I mean, like none of us are where we want to be. So whatever we're doing is not working. So we switch things up and be okay with realizing that, you know, what we were doing isn't really working anymore.
Right.
And that to kind of be innovative now and go back and make the tweaks and like be okay with that. That's one of the things I learned. Yeah.
One thing, I don't know, like I loved our coach sneak peek, but I wonder like if we could, I think Angela and Kristen talked about this. It would be cool if we could do like a group webinar, like not necessarily for people to like, I mean, we could invite people to it too, but it would be really nice to have like you know how when you do like a live video or a webinar and you can save the recording. So like if you've got someone interested, like, and you don't have a blitz coming up, like I would love to do something with like you girls. Okay. And we could say, like, even if it's a Zoom and we just did it like talking to each other, but then we could put it on our YouTube. So like if we had somebody that was interested, we could say, hey, here's something that you can watch until the blitz is coming, or do you know what I mean? Or just
that's a great idea.
Or as a follow-up, because you know, like people hearing more than just our story, I think is powerful. And I've read a lot of PD about like third-party tools, like using other people and like three-way calls and things to like, you know.
That would be an awesome idea. I think we should do that. I'm down to do that.
Yeah.
So, put that in there, get that done. Then it'll be personalized. It'll be us doing it so the people can relate and you know, it'll be
you can share anytime then, you know what I mean? Like if you have someone tomorrow and obviously our blitz just happened, like you don't want to wait, but then you don't want to necessarily go through the spiel. It's nice to just say, well, here's a video.
Right.
Like I did that with my UK people, but it's stupid because it's just me. You know what I mean?
And it's an order. Like, you know, when you send people back afterwards, they have to like, it's confusing for them to go and like, oh, now I have to find the 9 o'clock post. Now like, and they're not, depending on who commented, they're not in order. So that would be a really great tool.
Yeah, we should definitely do that. It is true because even though like you have people that go back in after, like it's a clusterfuck.
It's not
like
the same.
It's like it's not the same.
And they lose their excitement so quick.
Yeah.
Like if they do have to wait.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like if they have to wait a week or two, you're probably like lost them. I almost feel like.
I had a new coach meeting tonight right before our team call, and that girl was on that blitz that we did together. She was on it live though, and it is what changed. Like it changed her whole. And she's gone through the train. She's like my one out of like 2 in the last year who like really. She's going through every step of that training, but she's getting confused. So I don't know.
So was that like a getting started right call? Like, or was that like, that was a getting started right call? Did you open that up to like your team, or was it just something you scheduled with just her?
Just her. They have to go through a couple of steps in this Coach Basics and then schedule the call with me, and she did it. But she was talking about the first 30 and this is her goal, and she looked at, she actually has been on YouTube, like she's excited about it. Like I don't know. She had some really good questions, and she was confused about certain things, and I know we all are, but I thought, I don't know if this is the best. avenue for her. It would be really nice to have. Sorry, I'm like skipping around, going back to the Coach Basics though. But there is power in hearing, like Jen said, all of our stories too, because that Coach Blitz that she was able to catch live is what really did it for her. Like she mentioned your name, Kathy, like she knows who all of you are. Like when I talked to her tonight, well, that one girl, she shared this and that. I mean, that really, I don't know.
Yeah, that's awesome. Exactly. Like people connect to, like, even if like they're your coach, like they connect to other people's stories. So that's why I feel like it's just so awesome if people can always be exposed and hear from other people, because we all have different stories and we're all in different places and, you know, on our own journeys. I can't even freaking talk right now. So it's like, all right, so that's good. So, all right, so I'm taking down notes as I do this. So far, I guess we're all in agreement, right, to like do like a Coach Basics like together for like everybody. And to do like the coach sneak peek and to get together and to just do like a recording, coaching webinar that could be recorded that we can hand to people who have missed it. That would be really awesome. So where do you guys stand now with the challenge groups? Like, do you guys all do your own? Are they awesome? Are they just kind of like dead? Like, would anybody want to join forces and do like a more generic thing, or where do you guys stand in that?
Mine's going pretty well, actually. I've got a lot of really good interaction. Yeah, like Clean Week was awesome to do that together because it was all new people. And you know how sometimes some people just sign up, they don't necessarily like get engaged. So I feel like free groups and Clean Week are like good ones to do together. Yeah. But I have enough, I feel like I have enough people in my challenge group, and I want to be able to give them like a personalized experience. Like I remember when we did venture off, it was like our people felt like not connected because there's all, you know what I mean? Like it was too big for them.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it can get too big.
Yeah. I feel the same way. My challenge group's rocking. Like it's never been, with the past few months, it's been so interactive and so like they're forming friendships with one another. So I feel like that part I'd kind of want to
keep going. Yeah. Yep.
So what do you guys do as far as posting each? Are you running one group where you, like, I liked the idea that Amy and Roseanne gave, because I have like a.
What did they say? Because she didn't record it, so I couldn't get to. What did she say? What is her idea that you were mentioning? Oh, I can't hear her. Courtney. We lost her for a second. So like when you guys do, like, for example, because I have like the one group too that I just keep on going. Like I used to do like new groups, but it's just like ever since now like On Demand came out, it just doesn't make any sense. But like when 80 Day Obsession comes out, are you guys going to have a specific group? Like were you guys planning on doing, or just doing it all in your challenge group that you have currently going now?
I do it when they're current, because like it was like Shift Shop was awesome because not everybody did it, but it was cool because like it like got other people excited about it and they could see other programs. So like even if they didn't want to do it, they were like, oh, and then some people did it later. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of cool to, and there was still good energy because like I would say, okay, I'm doing this. Does anyone want to join me? So there was still like a small pod that did it. So it was like kind of like a mini challenge group in a challenge group.
Yep. That's usually what I do too. What do you do, Angela? How's your challenge group going?
You know, the last two have been like dead. And so, but my two active people were running their own, but they weren't hitting Success Club.
Oh, so, yeah, they're probably spending too much time now doing their.
Right. So I approached them, and I don't want to, and like we just said, I don't want to take that leadership from them, and I don't want them to feel bad. But the reality is we all are working full time. And so we all kind of came back together. And this is my prep week right now. Yeah. And I just posted like an introduce yourself thing, and I've had like 20 comments in there already. You know what I mean? So it just, because it was just me, and we just needed a little love. Yeah. So I think I think we're okay right now. I mean, if we want to just, I don't know. I don't know. I'm okay.
Well, if it's too, like, everybody can do their own thing. Like, if it's too overwhelming, like, for you and your people to do their own, like, seriously, let's just all do it together. Like, that's the point. Like, I don't want people to get distracted and, like, be, you know, like an island by themselves and be like, shit, like, I was in this to build a business and it was just too much. I couldn't handle it because of the challenge group. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Does anybody have anything else they want to say about all that? Guys, I have so much awesome stuff. I'm going to, like, say just really quickly a couple things. You guys have anything you want to ask or anything?
Can you come do my laundry?
What is it?
Can you come do my laundry?
I know. Oh my God, guys, you all will be here. Like, we'll all be there together next year. Like, I have
Mel Robbins gonna be back because I am, like, obsessed with her. Did you get to talk to her in real life?
I didn't get to talk to her in real life, but she was so good. Like, man, she was awesome. Like, it was the best leadership. It was the best event I have been to yet since coaching. Like, the speakers were just freaking out of control. Like, out of control. Let me just share with you just a couple other key things here. What I really liked, I thought this was so awesome. And, like, you just did this the other day, Kristen, with, like, your post. But so, for example, like, people like me, like, I'm doing this full time, right? Like, Courtney is doing this full time. Like, there's a lot of people that do this full time or have, you know, been able to leave their job and do this full time. But that's not, like, appealing to a lot of people. And a lot of times if people see that, you know, you want to do this full time or are doing this full time, they think and get the sense that they have to, like, quit what they're doing and go all in, and that this has to be a full time thing. And it's kind of like a turnoff for them. So this one girl got up there, Keisha Fitzgerald, she's so awesome. And she was talking about, she was like a project manager, and she, you know, was able to retire from that and do this full time. She's like a multiple 6-figure income earner, and, like, took her, like, 16 months. Like, she's a fast mover too and everything. And she talks all the time about the power of part-time income and, like, getting that side income coming in. And she presents it that way on social media. So even though she's doing it full time, all of her posts are all about it. Like, isn't it awesome to have, like, a part-time, like, income coming in, like, type of thing. Let me go back to my notes. God, she was so good. I was like, oh, that makes so much more sense. And, like, you did that the other day, like, Kristen, like, your post where you shared that, like, what your income from Beachbody has done. You know, this is part-time for you right now while you're working a full-time job. So I'm going to start to make more posts like that so that people can see that, listen, you don't have to quit your full-time job. You don't have to want to do this full-time like me or like what you're working towards right now. That the idea of this being part-time is so appealing to so many people. Another thing that people mentioned that was really helpful was, like, how I took Kristen's post and I shared it into the team page. Sharing more, I'm going to be highlighting more in the team page paychecks that people have earned and, like, what they've done with it. Even if it's $50, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's huge to people. Like, when I shared Kristen's post in the team page the other day about, like, what her part-time Beachbody paycheck did for her and her family, I seriously had 6 messages from new coaches on my team be like, oh my gosh, that was so awesome that you shared that post about Kristen Fricky. Oh my God, like, I gotta get my ass in here now. Like, that really spoke to me. Like, I can't believe that that is possible with working a full-time job and kids. And it's like, yes, it's possible. So I think bringing more celebration and, like, recognition to, like, the smaller, like, little goals. Like, even if somebody's like, hey, so-and-so just got their first, you know, $20 paycheck today, and they're going to go out and get, you know, a lunch or coffee with, like, their friend, just things like that, like, to start to bring more excitement into the team page. Because I feel like sometimes it's good to have, like, vision and think really big. But I feel like also too, like, sometimes I think I, like, talk too much about it. And it's almost can be, like, make people feel defeated, like it's just never gonna fucking happen. Like, I'm so far from that, it's never gonna happen. So doing those couple things really, really, really helped. When she talked about that, I was like, this is freaking genius. And then what'd she say here? I'm looking over these notes. Don't mind me as I peruse through really quickly here. Yeah, the power of part-time coaching. If you don't follow her, her name's Kacia Fitzgerald. It's Kacia Fitzgerald. And just talk all the time about how this can be an awesome part-time business and how people can benefit from a side business, and share what that part-time income can do for your family. Another thing too that I got for you guys that I'm gonna be sharing, which is gonna actually be helpful for me too, because I am really unorganized. And you know how like on your teams, like, you know, you have like the go-getters, like you guys are the go-getters, but not everybody wants to go like all in like that and like hit the ground freaking running. And then sometimes if people don't have those goals and they see the leaderboards and they see like SC20 or SC14 and they got like 2, it just makes them feel like, like I suck, I'm not good enough. Moira at Kusaba, I think is her name. That is the number 3 coach, I think, in the network. She shared with us how she has these 3 different trackers that she gives to all of her people on the team. It's a walker, jogger, and runner tracker to help the team work on like team vision. So basically it helps everybody, no matter where you are, what your goal is, feel like you're having success and like winning the day and winning the week and winning the month, versus like comparing yourself to the people who are like all in and running. And she said how, you know, even for herself sometimes, like in the summertime, she wants to spend more time with her family and wants to kind of take a step back from the business. She'll take out the jogger tracker and she'll track her progress based on the activities that are on the jogger tracker. And what's awesome about it too is that she also has on those trackers like personal things too. Like it's not just all business related stuff, which is really awesome. So it just kind of brings everybody together more, and makes it feel like more family oriented, family culture type of thing. So she shared those 3 trackers with us. So I'm going to share them with you guys because I think that would be so helpful for people on the team. Like I was like, this is freaking gold. And so, yeah, she talked about that. She shared about getting started at Right Calls a little bit. She basically just wants everybody to feel like they're having success, which is really awesome. Okay, hold on a minute. Let me just go back here. Mel Robbins, oh my God. I'm like scrolling through these notes. I wish I could go back and relive this. Like you guys have to be here. The whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn it. I wish my coaches were here so I could like take them out and like spoil you guys and be like, we did it. Like, I'm like, next year, damn it. Okay. Oh my God, yeah, Mel Robbins, she talked a lot about how like we're like on autopilot. And I was like, I've been on freaking autopilot for like a year. And I was like, damn it, time to get back on track. So one of the other key things is the last thing I'll go over with you guys. I'm sorry it's super late. I feel really bad. I'm sorry, guys. Was they talked a lot about the Instagram stories. And see, so like, this is why I'm going to start to incorporate this more now into my training and talk and teach people how to actually utilize that and take advantage of that, because it's so, so, so important that people are building relationships through stories and connecting and building relationships with those people who are viewing it. And there's so much that you can do with the stories. Like, I mean, you can insert links. I got to start doing more of that, but you can insert links to like your free groups, to a challenge group application, to coaching, to like your sneak peek or whatever coaching webinar, a free recipe that will link maybe to your website, whatever. But basically every single day they said that you should be inviting to something and using like the swipe up action, where they swipe up to either be added to like your free group, or they swipe up to be a part of your challenge group, which I fucking can't stand that name anymore. I already told Nick I'm coming up with a different name, like Fit Group or something. I'm so sick of challenge group. That, or with coaching. And that if you make like a really important post, like say you make like a really important post on Instagram and you want people to see it. This girl, Ashley Smith, was the speaker. She said like she takes a screenshot of that on her phone, like she takes a screenshot of the post that she made and she'll put like an arrow to it and she'll say something like, read this post I made, read this vulnerable post I made like the other day. And then that way they'll go back to her Instagram profile and find that post and read it. So she's like calling action now to look at her post that she made. Basically anything that's important like that. And she said, the poll option, like using the poll option where people can like vote, is like huge to incorporate that. That you should be inviting in your Instagram stories every day, and that in everything that you do, tag people, places, or things. Because when people are searching for those places, like say I tag like the hotel I was at, the Aria Resort, like that will show up, like my post will show up in their feed. So it's a way to, again, now draw more people to you. So tagging people, places or things. Okay, let me see here. And you guys might already do this too, but Alyssa Schumacher said that when she makes a really awesome post that like is going to be like a call to action post, or where she wants like people to like comment below and blah, blah, blah. Before she does that, she spends 10 minutes going and like giving love to people's posts that they make, like actually commenting. And they said the worst thing you can do, and I'm so guilty of this, the worst thing that you can do is reply back to people with an emoji. They said, don't use an emoji like a heart. Like I do that a lot. I'll do a heart, smiley face. They said, don't do that. You want to actually write back to them, ask them a question to get them to reply again, to bring more engagement to your post. And I was like, oh man, this makes so much sense. So much sense. I took all this information away because the coaches who are up there sharing this weekend are the ones who are making it work. Really, their whole teams are like growing like astronomically from last year to this year. So I feel like I'm back in phase one again as like a brand new coach. Where like, you know, like when you're a brand new coach and like you're like Googling and you're watching YouTube videos of like you, Lindsay that way, and like Melanie Mitro, and like we need to get, now it's like I'm doing that again, but with all these people because there's going to be some changes made. So that was helpful information. And again, you guys know, you guys are really good at doing like live videos, but like Facebook is like, definitely says that live video is king and trumps everything. It's like the most important thing that you could do is going live more regularly on Facebook, because Facebook will put that up before anything else, and you'll get way more traction with that. We got some Beachbody bars released. Did you guys see that? It's really good. They're really good. They're really, really good. There's two different kinds, although my favorite is the chocolate peanut butter. That's really awesome. All right, and the last thing I want to do, God, I have so much stuff I want to share, guys. This is so bad. I feel like I need to have like a mini retreat. Like, like just you guys. Let's do like a little retreat, just us. We should totally do it. Haley gave a really good tip on the 4 different kinds of picture posts that you should be making on social media. You know how sometimes you can get to the habit of doing like the same kind of like selfie pose or in the same kind of spot? She said to do these 4 because it'll get more traction to you, because it just switches it up and keeps it changing. She said you can do a mirror selfie. You can do an outside picture, an up close selfie where you're up close, or a far away picture, like where it's kind of like off in the distance, maybe like walking down whatever, a road or over a bridge or over by a tree or whatever. Those 4 different things, and to keep switching them up, especially like on Instagram, she said. All right, I think that's
Kathy, yeah. What was the up post? Up, what was that?
You swipe up. Yeah, so like on your Instagram stories, you can now, I don't know, you might have to have a certain number of followers first to get this action on your phone. There's a little like link now that's up there on your Instagram stories. And if you click it, you can actually put the link in to like your challenge group application, or to like your free crock-pot group, or whatever it is. So when you're on there like talking about it, I'm so excited for this crock-pot group, blah, 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 like swipe up to join or swipe up to email me. They can actually swipe up, and the link, it'll bring them right to like your crock-pot group or your application. Like I've been just recently doing this, putting in like the application, like my challenge group application, my coaching application. Basically, like we need to be inviting to something every day on our stories. That is the key to it. Just like getting on there and being real and in the raw and sharing all about your life, but then also giving people a call to action every single day in that way. Because again, you have to treat your Instagram stories like we were treating Facebook posts before, where people aren't going to just come to you, you know, unless you give them like a specific call to action or you go to them. So by putting in like a link or telling them swipe up to message me, like those kinds of things, like swipe up to message me to get more information, or swipe up to reserve a spot, we have 5 left. Those kinds of calls to action, and then looking at those people every day now, and connecting and building relationships with them, looking at their Instagram pages and commenting on their photos. That's how you're going to move your business forward. And that's really how we have to be teaching our new coaches now to do it, is getting comfortable doing live. And it makes me feel uncomfortable because it's not comfortable for me. Like I got so used to just making the post on Facebook and let's private message and invite. And it just really does not, you can still get people that way, but it's way more effective now going to the stories, because people want to see like real raw stuff, you know?
I can totally say that, because Angela and I were just talking about that. I literally sent out more fucking invites last month than ever in my life. Like, I mean, I like did my fucking vitals every day, like religiously, and I put like, and I've been playing around with Instagram, and that's growing a lot too. And I've had a lot of good stuff, but no yeses yet. Like I know I know it's just a matter of time, but it's just not.
Yeah.
Like what we were doing isn't working.
It's not. And so like think about like how much like someone like you who's like a leader on the team is struggling. Now imagine a new coach coming in and we're trying to teach them to post on Facebook and in private message. It's like, yes, I'm going to still teach people to obviously have a presence on social media. It's not like you can't post. Like you have to have stuff on your wall. You have to be at least a couple times a day. You know what I mean? At least 2 or 3 times a day, be sharing something. But in terms of like actually connecting with people, it's way more successful when you're keeping up with your stories. And it's kind of like you have to be patient. Like the more you add to it and the longer you do it, the more of a following you'll get. So you might start out with just like 25 people viewing your story. But if you keep up with it every single day and you keep adding to it every day and just keep it going, like that number will increase over time and over time. And then like really getting narrowed down on, and I need to do this piece too, on like the hashtags that like you're doing when you're actually making posts on Facebook. Like hashtags all about you, you know, like not just like, obviously not Shakeology, because that'll just attract coaches, but whoever you are, those things that you love, like hashtagging those things so that you can bring those like-minded people and draw them to you so that they can start following you. This was really helpful. I mean, this was like a rude awakening. Like for me, I mean, if you look at it, I mean, everybody's been saying the same thing. Like we've all been struggling with having our newer coaches have success, and we've kind of all like hit a brick wall. Like what the hell is going on? But we're hustling and like we're working hard, but it's like a hamster on a wheel. And it's just because we just need to shift things up now, and things have changed. We just have to be willing to just now do that different thing and get uncomfortable, and you just got to relearn it again. And in 3 years from now, this isn't going to work either. It's going to be something else. And we're going to have to, you know, be willing to change, because if we don't change, like I wasn't changing, you know, that's why I kind of stabilized out, you know, and wasn't seeing that significant growth like anymore. And if you don't change, and that's when like, you know, you end up just forget it. Like you're left with nothing in the end. You go completely extinct, you know? You hear about all these companies all the time that started like a long time ago. They just couldn't change with the times, and then they went out of business. So we just have to be willing to embrace the change, embrace that it's a little uncomfortable, learn it, do it, and teach it to our team, and learn it as we go. And I'm telling you guys, like the potential is so huge. Like we haven't even come close. Like we haven't even come close to what this can really do for our families. Like I'm not even kidding you. We haven't even come close. Whatever it is that you want to achieve and go after, it's totally possible. It is like 100% totally possible that it can happen and that it will happen. And I'm like literally on freaking fire these days. These past couple of days, I can't even sleep. It's seriously awesome. And like Carl told us, he wants it to be our goal and everybody's goal on our entire team, that every single person commits to changing 5 lives during this month. Because the obesity rates are higher than they've ever been before as a whole over the entire world. And as a matter of fact, the statistics show now that our children's life expectancy is shorter than what ours will be. That's how bad it's going. That's how scary it is. So like our teams like need to hear that stuff, because it's our job as coaches to reach out and connect and help people like that. And if Shakeology is not for them, there's like a whole kit of things that people can use in their life that will help them and benefit them. And so if our team, and we're not teaching our team to go out there and talk to people, then we're not doing our jobs as coaches, and they're not doing their jobs as coaches. So man, it was really eye-opening this weekend. Really, really, really eye-opening. Really eye-opening. I think too, one of the things that I totally messed up with this year is I kind of came into the year just feeling like so kind of defeated that I never even set my goals really for the year. I did not cast my vision for the team. No one knows where the fuck I want to go, what the plan was, what I was trying to work for. And it's like, well, how are you ever going to get anybody on board with you if you're not casting your vision for your team? So even though it's the end of the year, I'm going to have our team call on Thursday, and I'm going to cast a freaking vision for the end of the year. And I'm going to end the year out with a bang. I'm going to end the year with a bang. So just asking yourself that too. Like, does your team know what your vision is? Like, where you really want to go with this? Like, have you put it into place for them? Like, I like literally just like, whatever this year. It's like, it's a learning experience. So I apologize, guys, because I failed you as a leader for this year. And don't worry, because the fire is back. And I know you guys don't think that I did, but I totally freaking did. Like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, I should be sitting here with a team. I should be sitting here with you guys. If I hadn't dropped the ball, if I was a better leader, you guys would probably be here with me. Like, that's how I feel. And I know it's true because I know. So I think we need to get back to like doing like one-on-one calls, like the leaders, like me with each of you, like definitely doing that. And I was telling Courtney the other day too, like, don't be afraid to like rope me in to like a 3-way, like getting started right call with like your new coaches, you know, like I just don't want people to feel like I got to do it on my own. Like, or, you know, if I ask her that she's going to think I'm not confident in myself. It's like, no, we need to be doing more together. I know that if we start doing more together like this, like our energy is going to be up. We're going to be bringing all of our ideas together. We're going to be massive growth, and your team is going to feel it, and your active coaches and your newer ones are going to feel it, and they're going to have way more. Like, I know that is like one of the missing links right now. I know it with like 100% certainty that is what it is, because that is like what we had like at the very beginning when I started 3 years ago, when like coaches had astronomical growth. And then when everybody started breaking off, it kind of just was like, you know, like I know that this is what the team needs. So I'm glad that you guys are on board for some of those things there. All right. I'm going to shut up because I had to energize a little bit late tonight, and you guys have to be on your A game with the little kids tomorrow. And I know what that is like. You can't drag. Do you guys have anything you want to ask?
Well, I'm all fired up about this Instagram stuff because I need to learn more. So I'm excited.
I have a lot more to share about that.
Okay, cool. And then, okay, I did want to know about the swipe up. But there are 4, you mentioned there are 4 kinds of poses for pictures, right?
Oh, yeah.
What was the one that you said it was like an up?
Yep.
It was like an up view?
Like an up close, like selfie, like with your picture, like.
Oh, I thought you meant like put the phone on the floor and like stare down at the phone. Okay, yeah, I got it. Those are the ones I'm actually good at. Okay.
Yeah, and like, you know, like don't be afraid to like look to those people who are doing, like, for example, like Haley, Keisha Fitzgerald was talking all about how, like, I mean, you would never know that she's a multiple 6-figure income earner and all that stuff. She talks all the time about part-time income and what it's done for her, and a lot more of highlighting of her coaches, even on social media, like sharing a lot. That was a big takeaway. Sharing a lot more of the success of coaches, just anyone on our team, with our team, and also on social media, so that people can see like, oh, it's not just Kristen having success, or it's not just Kathy having success. Like, look at all these different people with all these different stories. So she does a really good job of highlighting that. And so Haley made a post today about part-time income. And so like she's taking that advice too, like someone who's crushing the business as well, like taking Keisha's advice and now applying it to her business. So don't be afraid to like look at like Haley's pictures or look at Amber Lanier's, you know, photos on Instagram and see the different kinds of pictures that she do, because Instagram is all about, and I got to get better at this, I know. So I'm not saying I'm perfect at this. I got a lot of freaking work to do. But Instagram is all about like pretty pictures, like not like literally look like you look pretty, but like attractive, clear, crisp pictures. So look to those people and like see how, I mean, that's what I'm going to be doing. And I really loved it because one of the presentations, this is the last thing I'm going to say. I know I've already said this. I'm so sorry, guys. Barbie Kalev has been a coach for like 10 years. You can check her out and follow her on Facebook. She's one of the founding coaches in Beachbody. She's $1 million a year earner, but she's totally plateaued and has not grown in like a solid 2 years. And her and Haley actually did a presentation together on stage about how she's learned from Haley and how she's helped Haley, but how Haley has helped her. And one of the things that Barbie was saying was that like she was doing like the same poses over again on Instagram. She was kind of stuck in her same way. She'd be like, people don't really want to see me working out, so I'm not going to post a picture of that, but people need to see that kind of stuff because they're health and fitness coaches. And I know I was kind of falling into that trap even myself. And she talked a lot about the tips that Haley taught her about how actually invited in every single day. And she's been able to do that. Like because of that, like she's been able to, because of that one thing of doing that every single day compounded over time, in 1 month, she was able to have 10 challenge packs out of the 12 all come from her Instagram stories. Not from just people rushing to her, but from that call to action technique in their stories, and now spending the time building relationships and talking with the people who are viewing her and watching her story. That's where it's at now these days. So we got to be teaching that to our team. So I have a little bit more learning to do myself. But that's the direction it's going. And I feel like we're going to see a huge shift, all of us, when we start to go there more. Because you just heard what Jen said. I mean, she sent out invites up the wazoo. Mm-hmm. It's not that you can't get people that way anymore. It's just, it's going to take a hell of a lot longer and be a lot harder than it will be if you use this real life, because people are seeing it in real life on stories. I mean, you can't beat that. It doesn't matter how awesome your write-up is on Facebook or even on Instagram. It does not beat seeing and hearing your voice and your personality. And
how do you get more people to watch your stories? Do you have any tips on that?
The only tips that I had that people shared was to do it more and to tag places in your thing, like wherever you are. So like if you're at like Starbucks or whatever, or if you're at a restaurant, like wherever you are, like tagging places, tagging people, tagging things, because when people are on Instagram searching for those things, your stuff will show up to them, and that's how you can get more followers. So basically it was that tip, and then just doing it every single, like making sure you're adding your story at least 7 to 10 clips every single day. I know.
I usually have like 20, which is probably way too many.
But that's like, no, that's
I'm addicted.
No, and that's okay to do that. Like Ashley Smith, she was one of the presenters. She had like so many lines I could barely see it. I don't think it really matters. I think you just need to be doing at least 7 to 10, and it needs to be every day. And, you know, just making it fun, taking advantage of the poll where people can give their input, because you can view who like has, you know, voted on the poll. Mm-hmm. If you attach a link, if you guys ever, you know, end up doing this, if you do that, like you can view who actually clicked on the link to actually go to your page, so you can reach out to them. And so it's just being patient. Like I was like, when somebody said like, oh yeah, it took me like, I don't know, like 6 months to this, I was like, damn it, that long? It's just being patient, like that compound effect now, you know, where I remember telling people, new coaches, like, oh, it took me like 16 months of posting on Facebook every single day before I finally started to have people come to me where I was hitting Success Club. Now it's going to be the same thing, only on Instagram stories. So consistency over time, you know?
So I just looked it up. You need 10,000 followers to be able to add a link.
Okay. So in the meantime, then just do like swipe up and send me a message. Like I know Haley did that before she hit like 10,000 followers. Like you can just do the arrows and do like a circle around the bottom, like some kind of call to action about it every day, whether it's a challenge group. I mean, you gotta like every day
work it
in there somehow every day. I highlighted you, Kristen, like on my stories the other day. Like,
I saw that today. Thank you.
Yes, I was like, yes, like things like that. Like it just shows people like this is real. Like you can totally do this. Like this one's doing it. You're doing it. I'm gonna start like showing more, like highlighting more of like my new coaches signing up on there. Like everything, just putting it all on there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And they also said to only add people on your Facebook friends list who are actively posting on Facebook. And they gave a good tip. They said sometimes you can get like out of control as you're adding. A good way to kind of start deleting people who aren't your people is every day when the birthdays come up and pop up, look at their wall. And if like, because let's just face it, guys, if they're not on social media, they're going to suck. It's just not going to work. If you need people who are going to be on social media, that's like one of the biggest takeaways that I had was you need people who, not just a breathing body, but like people who are actively on social media. So if you look at the birthdays and then you go to their wall and they haven't posted in like 2 weeks or a month, or they just don't even look like your people. And like you look at their wall, what the heck are they posting? Just unfriend them because you really want more quality people anyways, engaging with your posts and stuff. So I'm going to start doing that too. So, all right, well, anyways, I'm going to share more of the stuff in the direction that this team is going in on Thursday. Oh man, there were some really good things, guys. I could have another whole call with you. Sorry, Angela. Like
no, don't. I love your enthusiasm. I mean, really, because all honesty, Jen and I were just talking about this. I don't know, Jen, Friday or something at school, how something's got to be different because what we're doing is not, we're not. I just said to Scott, actually, we were talking about this in the kitchen tonight. He's like, you've got to do something different because you're not.
Yeah.
I don't see people who started when you started, and I hate to even say this out loud, who started when you started, like going gangbusters like you guys want to.
Yeah.
And if you want to retire, I mean, last week I had $85. $85 was my income last week.
Yeah.
That's one week a month. I have a shitty week. I don't know what it's just, but whatever. Yeah. But there's got to be something else that we're missing or we're just not doing yet or whatever. And I think we're all good at story. I mean, I think we're getting better, so.
Yeah. I honestly, like, I'm telling you right now, like, I know because I've seen it with like the team in general over the past almost 3.5 years now. The energy is way down. Like, way down. Like, you can't help but want to be involved and be like in the team page, like even as like your coaches and new people, you can't help but want to be like in it when you're wicked fired up. Like you almost gotta be like feeling like you're on freaking crack 24/7. Like, because you have to be like that excited. And I know, like myself personally, I mean, I haven't been sharing that enthusiasm or excitement in the team page in a long time. And I feel like it went from like more of all that excitement and stuff down to more like tactical stuff, like how to do things. It's like, that's boring. Like no one gives a shit about that. Like
right.
When I first started, like I didn't know how to get to diamond and above and all these other things. I just was in it and I was like, this is awesome. It's so much fun. And I was on fire and bringing on people and people were hitting diamond in 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. And it was because I was on fire and excited about it. And that is a number one most important thing. Overall, that is what's missing, I think. And it's stemming down from me. Like it comes down. I'm not saying it's you guys. You can't help it. Like you feel it from the person subconsciously. It's just what it is. Like you just get into that mode. Like, like trying to get excited every now and then. But overall, it's not true, pure excitement and energy like what I'm feeling now, right? And so that's why I think us coming back together again, like even like, I know you guys all have your own team pages, but even like when you have stuff happen with your coaches, like giving them that love and shout out and, you know, exciting stuff in the bigger team page too. So more people can engage and more people can see, you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. I just feel like that will take things to a whole new level. So I think it's gaining that energy back again. And I think it will definitely happen. Like, I know it will happen now that we're going to be, you know, all working more closely together, because you just can't help but get excited when you have a bunch of leaders together like that. So I think that, and also the shift in making that shift from just private messaging on Facebook to utilizing Instagram stories and connecting with people on there. Like that is really going to be where people are going to see the shift and where we're going to see the shift. I really do. It's right there. We're so close, guys. We're like right there. Telling you. So that's what it's gonna be. And also too, like, don't be afraid to sign people up as customers. I mean, if your paychecks are low and like you need money,
yes,
and these people don't want to become coaches. Like I've kind of gotten away from that, unless like I'm really trying to push for some kind of goal and, you know, rank. You know, I haven't done that in a long time, but, you know, put them in as a customer, because if they get on the recurring Shakeology, then at least you get the commission coming from that too, every single month. So that does help, but it's getting excited and getting like our new coaches excited. It will happen. It's going to happen. Like making it super fun. It's like when you're on a sports team, like I'm thinking about the different teams I was on like all through my life. Like there was one that I was on, this one basketball team, and it was just so much fun all the time. Like the coach was all fired up and awesome all the time, and like we were all fired up, and like we loved going to practice, and we loved going to games, like, and like we like won all the time, and it was because overall as a team we were freaking fired up. If we had all gone off and been like our own little thing, kind of be like, yay, like yeah, you know, it's kind of like, ooh. Yeah, people are better in numbers, definitely. So, I'm sorry, guys. I kept you up so late. Like, I really do apologize for this.
Okay, well, today I got up. I was so excited about the Little Obsessed workouts.
Yep.
Sadly disappointed because they didn't come out here till 12.
Yeah, I know.
Hello, I was at fucking work.
Yeah, I know.
So but I sat there for like 10 minutes trying to figure out what I was going to do. Well, I mean, I seriously have been building up to this for a week.
Well,
like,
the recording is still on.
No, I know. I can do it tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
But, you know, so I'm going to bed. So I can get up and do that.
Yes, go to bed so you can do that. And I'm staying on track now, so.
I know.
You know, be messaging you.
Well,
you freaking hot. All right, guys. I'm sorry for keeping you up so late. I love you guys. And
thanks for sharing all that.
Yeah, you're welcome. We're gonna totally crush it. We're gonna blow it out of the water, guys.
Yes.
All right.
Love you.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.